Happy 2022, everyone. Welcome to Celestial Plans. My name is Crystal Cedar, and today we are doing a spiritual elemental witchy pagan plan with me in my custom classic and mini happy planner custom for the week of January 3rd through January 9th. My deepest apologies for skipping a week. I'm still getting used to the flow of filming videos, and during the holidays and Yule, it was kind of challenging to try and sit down and do one. So I appreciate y'all coming back for the new year of 2022 in our Wee Moon official date books. For 2022, I will be using the Stay True mini happy planner dashboard layout to write all of my information, my planetary stuff, and also have room to journal on the back. So if you're unfamiliar with the Happy Planner system, it is a disc-bound system. This is the mini size, and it is the one that fits the best with my Wee Moon pages in this A5 cover. And I'm going to show you a week here that I've already done. Right here. Bear with me. This is the week that I did not film a plan with me for. This was the last page of my previous mini dashboard layout. I forget what it was called. I'm so sorry. I think it was called Line Flowers or something, but it was the one with the really pretty black and white line art, floral line art. This is the first page actually of this one. It's the same week, so I just figured I'd put it together because at the end of the year, if I use my planner correctly, I should have no pages because I will be cutting up and using everything in this guy. This is the week that just passed, the week of December 27th through January 2nd. It was a very intense week for me. A lot of personal things unfortunately occurred. And I just got kind of caught up in the energies, but I did want to stay consistent. And so if you would like to pause and kind of take note for yourself what the energies of the previous week were, I also have it broken down here in the summary box, elemental energy summary box. If anything, I would just jot that down because it's pretty handy. Whatever system you use, whether it's Bujo or Journal, Erin Condren, Daily Sheets, Plum and Paper, whatever your system is, this is all information that can be easily translated into your own format. And the purpose, again, of this in 2022 is so that you can learn how to be more prepared energetically and how to balance yourself out before the days and the weeks actually happen. If you know that there's going to be a Mercury retrograde in a couple of weeks, you can prepare yourself. If you know that during Venus retrograde, you need to make extra efforts to balance with meditation, or maybe you want to use the crystals that you've bought, but you haven't really done anything with. They're just getting kind of dusty on a shelf, or even worse, just hanging out in a windowsill where they're not doing any kind of support for you, unless you sleep by the windowsill. This is a method that I've used for many, many years, and a lot of my the other people and practitioners in my spiritual community also have used. Planetary information is universal information. Like, we all live on this planet. This is how all the other planets move around us and how it may affect us as human beings. So for 2022, I already cut up the January to turn it into a monthly calendar like I did for December when it accidentally burned. But I liked it because it was very accessible. It was easy for me to reach. And so I cut that up, and it was actually supposed to be like this, and then I was going to do some journaling, vision boarding, and things like that, but it actually turned out great this way because then I have the moon calendar on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to start by taking out the page of the week here for the week of January 3rd through the 9th. Take this out as well, just so I can put this biggie away. I have my page from the dashboard layout for this week as well, and my reference page for the week so that I can translate. So I'm going to be writing everything with a Papermate Inkjoy in purple. This is 1.0 millimeter for those that are like really picky about their pens. I use a ballpoint pen and not a gel pen because I will be highlighting like this and I don't want it to smear, and it was kind of a bummer that I found that out later because I have a whole week where it just all smeared. And I like to write fast, and the flares, the Papermate flares, because they're felt tip, they kind of slow me down a little bit. Although, for you happy planners, have you noticed that the paper in the mini happy planners have gotten to be like the old paper? Like it's a little bit thicker. I noticed between this page and the page that I just finished in my old mini planner, it's definitely thicker. So yay, thanks Happy Planner for listening to your customers and bringing back the really cool paper. In this decade, I'm noticing that there are a lot of different energy workers that are lending their own energy working style to astrology now. And I really warm to that. I really enjoy that because that's what we should all be doing for ourselves, is translating the astrology, basic astrology, in your own style for whatever you will need it for. Some people use it for emotional support. Some people like to do it because they have OCD. I do it for both. But it's just a nice practice of self-care for yourself. So January 3rd, we've got the moon. That's the moon. Conjunct Venus. Is that Venus? Venus. So moon conjunct Venus. And again, I may be putting the times here in kind of like military time as it pertains to me, if I feel like it does. These are all in Pacific Standard Time. However, there is a great reminder on the bottom of how to translate it for your own time zone. So for example, all aspects in Pacific Standard Time, that's this. But if you are in Eastern Standard Time, you would add 3 hours to these times and then 8 hours for general, for GMT. Okay, so this one is moon conjunct Pluto. So moon conjunct Pluto. And it's in avoid a course. I don't know if you can see that there. Then we have the moon moving into, so the moon moving into, where are you at? Well, I mean, it's just a given. The arrow is like going into, forwarding into the sign of Aquarius. Oh, actually, because it's moon related, I like to save these two lines for that. And I will have to reference my previous weeks. Just because I want to try to keep it consistent and not so much a hot mess. Okay, here, this is how I did it. For the week that I did not do the video. So, like, for example, here, I have it written down here, the time, and then what sign it moves into. So I wrote it out as moon enters the sign. So I forgot to do that actually here. So let's just knock that out real quick actually. Typically, I'm going to start out the week by doing the moon first in black so that it's easy for me to find it right away. So here we go. Monday the 3rd, moon is moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. Boom, boom, right there. On Tuesday, the moon will be in full Aquarius, so the moon in Aquarius. On Wednesday the 5th, the moon will be moving out of Aquarius and into the sign of Gemini. Nope, loaded, just kidding. It's going to be moving into the sign of Pisces. So the moon will be moving from Aquarius into the sign of Pisces, and that for me will be at 4:16 p.m. or 16:16. Then on the 6th, oops, did I mess that up? Dude, wait, moon's Aquarius, Wednesday, yeah, moon enters Pisces. Okay, then on Thursday the 6th, the moon is in the sign of Pisces. And then on Friday the 7th, the moon in Pisces will be entering the sign of Aries at, for me, 9:26 p.m. Okay, then on the 8th, on Subata, we have the moon in Aries 100%, and then also on Sunday, on Nedelya in Aries. All right, sweet. So these are the days of the week in the different moon signs, and this is exactly how I do it. I do the moon first. So let's get back to doing the translations now that I remembered. We're still back on Nedelyak on Monday. Moon conjunct Pluto, moon enters Aquarius, and then the moon conjuncts moon conjuncts who is that? Oh, Mercury. And then later on, I'll highlight for the elemental energies. Tuesday, on Uttarak, we have the moon square Uranus. We have the moon conjunct Saturn. Then we have the moon sextile Mars. Oh, that's going to be a heavy day. Then on the 5th, on Srieda, Wednesday, we've got Venus sextile Neptune. And then again, if you're planning from home and you don't use the Happy Planner system, if you're more of like a Bujo journaler, or if you're more like a grimoire and you have your own just blank pages, or Erin Condren, or whatever other kind of planner you are using, you can definitely do this on your own pages, not necessarily on the Happy Planner system, or you can write it out right here, like I did right here, as an example. I mean, you might have to write a little tiny, but it again is a good practice for you to learn, or at a glance easier to see. For me, it's easier for me to read it out versus to look at the symbols, because sometimes like that's so tiny, I ain't got no time to be like, oh dude, what's going on Saturday the 1st? Well, the moon in Capricorn is sextile Jupiter. That's a big deal for me because my rising is in Capricorn. So feel free to write all up in these. I'm trying to find my way and see what works for me still, so that's why I haven't really written anything out yet. But from whatever is meaningful here, I can easily write it out here, just so that I can highlight it and then make it super duper like red flag. Make sure you look at this during the week. And I plan on looking at this every single day when I'm using my catch-all planner. Okay, so sorry. Back to Srieda. We've got moon moving into Pisces. We already got that. And then the moon conjunct Jupiter. Then on Четвертак, Thursday, we've got the moon sextile Uranus. Just double checking. Yes. Then we've got the sun. Oh, crap. Sun sextile moon. And the moon is going to be in Pisces. Where are you at? Is that Pisces? Yes. And I will be awake. So I'm going to highlight this. Oh, look, here's an example right here. I'm going to use blue because that energy of the day is going to be definitely very watery for me. Because sextiles are cooperative energies, but because my sun sign is in a water element, it just means that it will be extra emphasized, and I may be working on something and find myself being extra emotional or kind of sluggish is what I've observed with myself when there's too much water energy in the day. However, later on in the night, because I work kind of late into the evening, it will be squaring off with Aries. The moon will be square Aries like about an hour later. So it'll be water and fire. I don't know what I'll be doing on Четвертак, but we're going to see. But I'm going to highlight that in pink because that energy, let's see. It's actually going to be water and fire. And then the moon square Mars. And then on Petak, on Friday, moon sextile, who dat? Venus. Then we've got the moon conjunct is that Neptune? Yeah. And moon sextile Pluto in the void of course. So I'm going to highlight that because Pluto and void of course for me anyway. And the moon is moving into Aries from Pisces, so that's going to be a water fire situation like this again. So Четвертак, moon conjunct Neptune. Where am I at? Okay, moon sextile Pluto. And is that it? And then the moon enters Aries. Oh, see, I already wrote it down here and the time there. So comes in handy. Next page. And this is a really nice kind of like bit of poetry about the Black Madonna. If you feel interested in reading that, it's kind of nice. Saturday or Subata on the 8th. We've got a Perigee. Oh no, we don't have a Perigee. Perigee. Sorry, my bad. Not Perigee. Perigee. We have got a perihelion. Look at us get fancy, y'all. So that is Venus. Where we at? Venus perihelion at 22 a.m. I don't really know about perihelions, so let's read about it. Perihelion, point in the orbit of a planet that's nearest to the sun. Oh, okay, so that's Miss Venus. and she's in retrograde right now. And I think she's in, I forget where she's retrograde in. And the moon is in Aries. Oh, that's gonna be so how I translate that is that those who are more on the sensitive side will possibly be feeling fairy emo, not like in a water way, but in like a Venus retrograde way. If you would like to rewatch my video on Venus retrograde and what it means, I'll put that in the link I'll link that in the description. So I'm going to highlight that. And this is that conjunction to the sun, even though it doesn't say that here. It signals a new Venus cycle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this in pink first, not because of fire element, but because it's Venus and she's like the goddess of love. I'm going to be using a different color pink, kind of like a blush pink. Super high-tech fancy Crayola super tip. And then I'll go ahead and highlight the perihelion. I'm only highlighting this in pink again because of this perihelion. The planet of Venus will be the closest to the sun, and the sun is a very fiery element. And for those that are sensitive, like I am, it could mean that it being that close to the sun will be extra in retrograde kind of vibes. So I want to make sure that I am highlighting that. And for the actual perihelion itself, I'm going to write it out in pink. I'm going to highlight it first. I'll write this out, the Venus perihelion. Some people say perihelion, some people say perihelion. I don't know. I wrote that out. Venus perihelion, whatevs. Conjunct the sun, because I think they mean the same thing. From what the astrologers were saying in December about it, it sounded more of a perihelion versus a conjunct, but we're going to work with what we got. And the sun will still be in Capricorn, I believe. And the moon will be in Aries. And then on Ned Yelia, that's like so cool to say, Ned Yelia / Sunday, there's a lot of transits. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it will be in the times of the day that I will be awake. And so I want to make sure that I am getting that all in there. So there should be enough line spaces here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay, so moon square Venus. Yep. And then we've got moon trine Mars. Yup. Because on that day, the moon will be in Aries, and so it's like fire. Oh, look, here's my cat on cue. Oh, your paws. Ah. Sorry. Right there. We're gonna make this video work. Moon. Yeah, right there. Moon trine Mars 958. And then the moon in Aries will be squaring Venus, which is in retrograde, which I'm going to have to kind of highlight that. Then we have the sun square the moon. Sun in Capricorn square in opposition to the moon in Aries. So that's pertinent for me because my rising is in Capricorn. And yeah, that's going to be earth, very harsh earth element with fire element. So those with similar elemental energy fields like me, we're gonna have to just kind of watch it. Y'all, we've been watching it for the past like 4 weekends, right? It's been heavy. Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we've got sextile here. Who is that? Mercury, sextile Pluto. And then the last one is the moon square Pluto. Actually, did I get that wrong? Yes, I did. So Mercury sextile Chiron. Oh no! Mercury sextile Chiron, the wounded healer. Sure. And then the last, because, you know, that's a heavy day again, we've got the moon square Pluto in Aries. So let's break it down. Moon in Aries is fire element, but Pluto is fire and water, and Pluto signifies death and rebirth and deep total change. That's gonna happen. That square opposition, look at this, happens at 1:23 p.m. during a void of course. Okay, we moon. Okay, universe. For real though? Like really? 1:23 p.m. void of course, when the moon is in a void of course, so that's not in a sign really, and it's the waxing half moon in Aries-ish, moving into Taurus. Moon sextile Pluto. I'm going to write the void of course up here just so that I remind myself. All right, so this is what that looks like, minus the cat butts. And then now I'm gonna go in with my pencil and I'm going to break it down elementally. Hello everyone, this is Crystal Cedar here. For the sake of brevity for this video, I'm going to be skipping through the elemental energy tedious breakdowns for the days of January 3rd through January 6th, and it'll resume on January 7th, Friday, and include Saturday the 8th and Sunday the 9th. Also, if you're wondering, the language of the week that the Wee Moon has is in Croatian. And so when you hear me say Subota and Petak, that's the days of the week in Croatian. Thank you so much for tuning in. The 7th, which is Petak, the moon enters Aries late. So it's still going to be in Pisces, which is still water. So it's going to be conjunct Neptune, and then the moon sextile Pluto in the void of course. I'm going to say this is going to be water. So very watery, and then air. All right, Subota energy, Venus. earth and air. And then the sun is in earth. So we've got air, earth, and fire, straight up. And then on Nedjelja, on Sunday, fire, earth, and air. Whoa, wait, hold on. Moon's going to be in Aries. Chiron and Pluto. Pluto is fire and water. So this is going to be a very fiery, watery air day. Okay, so the way that I wrote down the elements by these letters here is by the elemental like priority for the day. Like for example, this day on Ponedjelyak on Monday, the primary like element energy for the day will be like earth element, and then the secondary would be air. That's important for some people like me because I need to know what I need to balance out within myself first. Like for example here, it's like small fire energy, majority air energy, big air energy on that day. So I want to make sure that I'm writing the elements to the priority. And then what I'll do now is I'm going to go over it with the elemental colors in the highlighters and the markers, just so that it's easier for me to see during the week. Now that we have the elemental symbol or like initials for the week, you can take these elements of each day and you can write it on top of your daily kind of like spreads, just to remind you every day in your planner like what the elements of the day are that you may have to balance out for yourself. And if you're like me, I might even include like the times of the really important transits, like this guy over here, where I actually wrote out when the perihelion and the conjunction happen, because it's a new Venus cycle here. I wanted to write something else out here, but I forgot what it was. I think it was this guy right here. But anyway, that's it for the elemental part of this week's plan with me. Let's move on to the crystals. So this week's crystals of the week are going to be more focused on, of course, grounding, but also to a lot of heart healing and a lot of recharging. I am in an emotional state right now where I'm grieving and mourning the loss of very powerful leadership in my spiritual community, and I needed stones that would help facilitate that kind of support. So prehnite is a stone that I've mentioned before in previous plan with me's. Prehnite, Prehnite, is the healer's healer, and as an energy worker, it's really important for me to make sure that I am giving back to myself, filling my own cup before I fill the cup of others. The black batir is epidote, and it provides an extra layer of protection from energies, lower frequencies and lower vibrations that may drain out any energies that I'm trying to conserve for myself, because things might be a little bit more difficult for me to do things during the week. So prehnite. The second green stone that I'll recommend is green calcite. It's a favorite of mine. I love calcites. This is, I think, more emerald calcite, or it's known as aqua calcite as well, because this is more emerald and aqua half, but it is earth element stabilizing, and both of these are for the heart chakra. So the color of the crystal corresponds to the color of the chakra. And this week I need a lot of heart chakra, a lot of heart chakra support. So emerald green calcite and prehnite with epidote. The third stone that I'll recommend is shungite. So this is a combination of elite and raw. So it's kind of like, they call it kind of like raw elite. And this has been cut and polished into kind of like a disc or a coaster, whichever you want to call it, and it has the flower of life symbol on it. Shungite is a very important mineral that comes to us from Russia, and what it does is it helps to clear out lower frequencies and lower vibrations a lot faster. I also charge my drinking water with shungite, with elite grade shungite, which is the highest quality. It doesn't rub off on your hands. And that is to help me from the inside and out. Black stones in general are for protection, grounding, and centering. And this extra bit of shungite also has abilities of kind of negating 5G. And I've been noticing that I'm a little bit more sensitive when I'm around a screen too long nowadays or near my phone. So I've been trying to do a little bit of a digital detox, so I'm not like so in front of those like 5G kind of like vibes. And social media, because right now there's a lot of hurt unfortunately going on in the world, and yeah, I need to ground and center. And then my last stone is going to be any red or orange stone. This is a combination of both. This is snakeskin jasper with a combination of chalcedony and agate, and it looks like snakeskin. It's like really pretty. It's kind of ethereal energy. Chalcedony is kind of like that wispy kind of like smoky kind of look stone. And what I'm going to be using this stone for is my sacral chakra, which is your gut intuition, and for my root chakra, which kind of like feels like the rug has kind of been pulled out from under me a little bit. How everybody else feels if you're not super motivated in the beginning of the New Year resolution Gregorian calendar. A lot of people are still reeling from maybe emotional things that happened during the holidays, combination of Thanksgiving and Christmas if you celebrate those holidays, and or getting off from a very long period of 12 days of Yule devotionals, if you practice, if you're pagan, in your own way, and also the new moon celebration that we celebrated on the 2nd. So I need to recharge. I need to kind of get my discernment back, a little bit more focused, which is your sacral chakra. And then my root chakra just needs a little bit extra support this week, probably going into next week. If you get a stone and it has a nice little dip like this, it also becomes a really great worry stone as well that you can meditate with. So snakeskin agate and jasper, snakeskin jasper with chalcedony and agate combination. Or any red or orange stone of your choice, basically. So that's it for my stones of the week. So now we're going to put everything back together again in my spiritual Witchy Pagan planner journal. This is with Medusa. Oh, actually forgot to fill out this little box. Let me do that first. So on the previous week, I used this new key where it's all earth, air, fire, and water. And at a glance, it's a really nice tool for me to use. So I'm going to continue to do that. Okay, So that is the little mini box at a glance of the elemental energies of the week by the dates right there. So I don't know, it might seem a little repetitive for some people, but this is just the way that I practice. So what I'm hoping is that it just inspires you to come up with your own system and your own way. I've never really seen anybody do content doing based on elemental astrology like this before, so I'm just hoping that it's planting a seed for you to be able to practice it in such a practical way, like anybody can do this. So this week I really wanted to start to journal on the back, kind of like how I used to do with the other pages, like here, right here, because I've been really missing it, and I need to start to journal some of the kind of communications of the energies and the elements and the alignments. Also too, I missed having a spot for my crystals that I could look towards, be like, oh yeah, okay, I used these crystals previous week. I want to make sure that I'm either changing it up or still implementing it, because maybe some of the energies are still the same. And we are still on an ongoing Venus retrograde, and this Venus retrograde is going to be going all the way until January 29th. I haven't even started to journal really on the Venus retrograde, but I've already been affected by the energies of the Venus retrograde, and so I want to make sure that I would like to make sure that I am doing that, because I want to be accountable to the practice, because this is the whole point of having this journal, having this planner, was accountability for the energies. So I'm going to be doing that this year on the back of the, after all of the transits and stuff. Because this can look kind of jumbled, and especially when unfortunate little happy accidents happen, like the smearing here with the flares. I just want to make sure that I have a landing space where I can have just clear, concise, written down information. So I don't like these headers. These headers obviously will not be working for my spiritual planner, but what I'm going to be doing instead of whiting it out is I have scrap sticker paper. You can easily get this from like the side of one of your sticker book pages, or if you make and cut stickers for yourself, if you have like a Cricut or a silhouette like I do, use your sticker paper and use that. I just prefer using sticker paper because then I can write over it easily. When I use whiteout, I find that like I can't really use a lot of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut some pieces of this sticker paper, cover it, and then we'll go ahead and write out the headers. I believe I'm going to want to do the crystals of the week in this box because of the lines, and then maybe some insights here, and then we'll figure out the next three boxes. But this is a format that I would like to continue, or a template that I would like to continue for the rest of January for now. Maybe the headers might change in February, but I got a journal. I will be using my planner that the pages that I've already used in regards to Venus retrograde. So let's flip back to that. And I haven't really figured out how I'm going to be doing pages like this again. I think it was really beneficial, but we'll try it out on this sheet for now. If this is too small, then I'll probably bujo in some more pages similar to this, because yeah, this was really nice. Okay, so first thing that I wanted to kind of journal about was the energetic vampires. And yes, they are always out, but right now they're even more out with the holidays, post-holidays, and the post effects of the holidays. And I'm noticing it a lot on social media, and I'm pretty sure all of y'all have also noticed it on social media. Erratic behaviors, kind of like almost like anti-madnessy kind of like vibes for some people. I've even noticed it in my own practicing community, and this is a time that we need to support ourselves, and support others, but also most of all support ourselves so that we can help support other people. If you're not filling your own cup first, you have no business trying to fill up other people's cups, like legit, straight up. If you're a parent, there are like methods that are not so complicated or sacrificing vibe to be able to recharge yourself so that you can be there for your family and for your children, but not neglect yourself. Don't sacrifice yourself. There are no martyrs anymore. Like from here on out, there are no more martyrs, especially women of color. So I noticed that a lot of this need for utilizing powerful personal limits and boundaries with in kind of like against energetic vampires has been a huge thing. So what I actually want to do is rewrite this in here, and I will keep carrying it over, like a summarized version, as I see fit, because I might as well do it for the whole month just as a reminder. I will be alternating these in different colors. Because this is very functional, I don't have a lot of room or space for stickers and things. Washi tape probably here and there, like I have an opportunity of washi tape here, which I'm probably going to do. But on this side, and then washi tape up here, this side I want to incorporate the color of the pens as decoration, because even just right here, minimal stickers, but the color really makes it fun and makes it really pop. So especially for people that are beginning with their planners this year, please don't think you have to go decorative spread every single week. The most important thing is you're actually getting down the information that you need to get down for yourself in the planner, and then stickers should come last. I know there's a lot of pressure to do decorative planning because marketing, but it's your choice, obviously. But for me, I wish somebody had told me what I'm saying right now, where you could just be functional. If you want to make it fun, use different colored pens or something else, because I totally went down the rabbit hole with stickers, because that's the whole point of marketing, right? Especially with Happy Planner, it's like stickers, decorative planning and beautiful layouts and flat lays and things like that. But I wasn't using it for what I really needed it to do, which was my scheduling, my journaling, my accountability tracking, and things like that. So different colored pens is where I get most of my fun. I'm going to use a darker color for this, utilizing powerful personal limits and boundaries, because I forget that a lot. Then it is summoning your inner strength. And then summon inner confidence. And then the last one is vigilance. So I would just say that now that we're well full in the third week of this Venus retrograde, vigilance against anxiety caused by world events and anxiety caused by social media have been the biggest challenges for me. I've written down, instead of anxiety caused by social media, I've put anxiety propelled by social media, because this week marks a lot of emotional events happening 12 months after the fact. For example, January 6th is coming up, and the energies of January 6th, the Insurrection Day, are heavy water and heavy air elements. And water for emotion, and then air, I would say, translate to me like this propelling energy, kind of like in a malevolent way, unfortunately, because people want to get those clicks, people want to get those views, people want to feel like, it's like all that ego and stuff about talking about January 6th and politics and spinning people out of control so that lower frequency and lower vibrational entities can feed off of people's suffering, people's frustration, people's aggravation. It's like a week of getting trolled or a day of getting hella trolled. So I know for myself, I really need to watch out for social media that day. If not, maybe just do the basics and then get off and just not be on social media. For me, because I've practiced a lot of digital detoxing over the past 2 years, where I can go a week or 2 weeks without Instagram or any of the other social media platforms. I've actually uninstalled my Twitter just because, like, what is more important? Is that really staying in the know if it's causing you anxiety? Is that really important if it's taking away from time from your family and your friends because you're constantly looking at your phone or you're constantly looking at a screen to quote unquote stay on top of world events? Y'all, if it's really that important a world event, you're going to find out, whether it's like through other people who are on, monitoring all that, or the news. Like, I still like listen to the radio news because I'm old and I like to listen to news. But it's just, know your personal limits and boundaries right here. Personal and professional limits and boundaries, especially when it comes to awareness of lower frequencies and lower vibrations that are creeping in many, many other ways. So let's get started on the crystals of the week, which will obviously help us with all of this week. I wrote down pre-night, the healer's healer, and protection with the epidote. Then I have the emerald green calcite. And then last but not least is the snakeskin jasper agate chalcedony. I'm going to write a little box here, thoughts for January 6th. Okay, so I've got January 6th self-care here. And that was going to be at 11:04 PST. Things that I can do for for self-care. What I'm thinking I'll do is I'll do a sound healing video. I'll watch a sound healing video with higher frequency megahertz that day. I love to support the YouTube content creators that are making real benevolent, high frequency, high vibrational sound healing meditation videos. My favorite one is Zen Life Relax. I just really love their videos. I have been recommending them for years to my clients, to my friends, to my family even. And I know those people are legit. I've met them before. So I'm going to write down here that I will be listening to a sound healing meditation for probably clearing. They just put out a bunch of new ones specifically for clearing that are different than the ones that they've had previously before. So I like how they're modifying their sound healing energy work to the frequencies now, because the same 532 megahertz frequency sound healings probably will not hit the same as they are today, especially on that day. So I'm going to hit up Zen Rife Relax here on YouTube. I'm also going to put down, maybe do a cup of tea meditation where I literally make a cup of tea, just a small one, not like a big old thermos. And for that time of sipping that tea, maybe have a snack, I will be reading something positive, or maybe listening to one of the astrologers with forecasting for next week or this week, their thoughts. So I'm going to put that down here as well. Or I think I'm going to try to journal. That's what I'll do. So I'm going to put down here cup of tea meditation. And then another thing of self-care that I would like to do for myself is I'm going to make sure that I have my crystals. Like, these never leave my desk anyway. Once I choose my crystals of the week, they just stay on my desk. And I highly recommend that if you're working from home, if you're just having like those kind of feelings or energies of emotions of anxiety, keep your crystals near you. Please don't leave them on a windowsill that are super far away from you, where they can also get bleached out and harmed. So I don't ever recommend for anyone to put their crystals at a windowsill. I'm going to take my time, or take time out to hold and meditate each one for at least 5 minutes each. So that'll be a 20-minute meditation here. Okay, so, oh, and then shungite. All right, so I think that's it for the journaling part of the back page of my weekly. I'm just trying it out for now. It is kind of a hassle to have to keep flipping it back and forth, but I like how it's all in one place and I can easily reference it to the week pages here. And as the year goes on and continues, I'm probably going to start to write more in here. I'm just getting used to the flow of it. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in for my unfortunately rather lengthy video today. I'm hoping to put out the forthcoming video for the week of January 10th through the 16th a bit sooner, so that it will have a lot more, you'll have a lot more time to prepare for the week ahead. Also, please look out for my next coming other videos where I'll be going over how I prepare for Lunar New Year on February 1st through the 4th for me, because I celebrate Sagansar, and the tools that I use, like the Fortune and Feng Shui kind of lunar zodiac forecast outlook by Lillian Tu and her daughter Jennifer Tu. I've never really seen anybody do any plan with me's with feng shui before, so I'm kind of stoked to see myself give it a shot. So thank you so much again. May we all aspire to find energetic balance and connection to our own loving spirit and inner brightness today, especially during these hot mess Venus retrograde times. Until next time, friends, and pause. Take care. Bye.